Now, moving on to I got a lot of big news to cover here. Let's start off with the big news about CM Punk and Rampage. So, Rampage, first of all, AEW did the forum in Inglewood, California. So this is the first time they was over in the West Coast, and for some people that were there said they sold out. Some people said they almost sold out. Whatever the case may be, they had a very successful Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they had a live Rampage, and y'all already know Rampage. To me, I'm just like, if it ain't live, it's kind of like you don't have to check it out. Sometimes Rampage can have a good match or two, where the case may be. But this time, I'm saying it. Hey, y'all can get mad at me if y'all want to. This week's Rampage, not Dynamite, this week's Rampage was better than Smackdown.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah.
This week's did you get a chance to see Rampage?
I saw I saw one match just because it was all over social media, and you probably know which one it was, and that's the one I saw.
Now,
match I saw.
You talk about the Ricky Starks?
No, talk about Kiera Hogan.
Okay, yeah, the Athena, yeah, the bag
match was all over.
I know that match would be all over social media. To be honest with you,
why would? Did you see the match?
I saw. Okay, I saw it. I saw it. Okay. I saw the replay. You okay?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I was like, well, I said me and Prime and I did a regular Rampage review because the next topic we got to talk about goes right in the Rampage. I said we might as well talk about all this shit together anyway. That's CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, CM Punk came out in the middle of the show. I was like, damn, y'all probably could have either ended it because it kind of sucked the air out of everything when he came out. Because CM Punk comes out, he's crying. Like, his eyes is red, and I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on? You text me what was going on. I said, that ain't just happened. Cause I'm like, what the fuck happened? So
I definitely wasn't watching live. I like, at first I seen like the pictures of him crying. I was like, why is he crying? I thought he was giving like an acceptance speech of thank you, I won the title. Mm-hmm. And no, that is not what happened.
Yeah, I know. I really don't know what was happening. I was like, damn, did another shooting happen that affected Punk's hometown or something? Like, what the fuck is happening? And we got the news because CM Punk, to make a long story short, before we go into details, it has, he don't want to hold the belt hostage, but he's going to be an interim champion. We'll get to all that. First off, what came to my attention, somebody pointed out to me on social media that how Punk possibly could have got injured. If he got injured this way, that's on him. Now, I don't know if you know
the buckshot.
No, not the buckshot. Something worse.
What?
So there's a clip when on Dynamite, because I didn't see the very beginning of Dynamite. Cause I was working when CM Punk and FTR came out during their entrance, and this is CM Punk's first Dynamite as the world champion. So remember back on Rampage when CM Punk first came back and he body surfed into the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So he decides that when he comes out, because he has the belt, he's going to do the same thing. But he mistimed the jump, and he was a little short, and his foot caught the railing. And then he's seen limping going to the ring. And even when he messed up that springboard and how he was limping, I was like, that says a lot. And there's a possibility that he could have got injured from that.
Well,
wow. Like, how unlucky could you be in that situation? And first of all, me personally, with COVID still going around, and them just finding new sicknesses and stuff going on, I'm not body surfing with anybody. Look, if you want to go in the crowd like he did, and then just like fall back like John Cena did at WrestleMania 21, and had the front row be honored, to do that, fine. But you to be going off the ramp to body surf with fans, I'm sorry. Me personally, I'm just like, I'm not doing it. Especially if you mistimed the jump and your foot caught that railing, and now you have something like a broken foot. That's fucked up. That's like with a non-wrestling injury. You because you didn't have to do that. So he comes out and he talks about, when I came here to AEW, he said, I'm going to give you everything that I have, and I will give everything, every bone in my body was telling me, don't come to the arena. And to drive away, even the broken ones. I was like, what? Where's he going with this? And he was like, I got some good news, I got some bad news. And the bad news is that he's injured and he has to get surgery on this broken foot that he has. And he says he told Tony Khan, because Tony Khan wanted to keep him as a champion, he told Tony Khan he does not want to hold up this place. And there's people in the back name drop Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson. And, they go out there and they can win a championship. Or win this championship. So, but it gets confusing after a while. So, they just announced his Forbidden Door opponent. What was it? Tanahashi Last week on Wednesday, which everybody was getting excited for. So now that match is not happening. So in place, next week on Dynamite.
I swear, first of all, before you explain this, it is not this hard. Everybody online was acting like this was the hardest thing in the world to follow, and it was not. At least to me, it wasn't.
You said it's hard to. It
was not. It was not hard to follow at all. But everybody acting like they don't understand what a tournament or a bracket is was really throwing me. I was really getting upset with people.
I mean, I can agree with you. Here's the thing. There's gonna be a battle royal. And the winner's going to face Jon Moxley. And
yes.
And you're sitting there thinking, why Jon Moxley? Well, according to AEW, he's the number one ranked. Even though, if you go on the website and look, Moxley's like number 4, opposed to number 1. But
he's number 1 ranked in 2022, I think. I don't know how they. I don't know how much they update their rankings, but they said his record is the best this year since 2022 started, I believe.
Okay, I mean it's a possibility, but however, with that being said, the winner of that battle faces Moxley, and then that winner becomes the interim AEW champ.
No,
what?
That person faces Tanahashi.
Oh, and the winner becomes the interim AEW champion, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So sorry, that winner will face Tanahashi at Forbidden Door, and then whoever wins will become the interim AEW champion. Okay, the number one, the interim champion thing. I'm not a big fan of, because remember how they did the whole Cody and Sammy Guevara thing? Cody was going a week. Now, I'm not saying CM Punk is going to be going a week.
No, they should not have done it for Cody. But then again, they didn't know how long Cody was going to be out.
Yeah.
So I think that's a difference, because they thought Cody was going to be out longer than what he was.
Yeah. Now,
Punk, they know Punk is going to be out for a while. So this wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually with it, because I think they want to do the 2-belt storyline with Punk.
Man, I swear, when Punk comes out and whoever has the belt, who I'm thinking of is going to have the belt, and Punk comes out like he did Cena, oh my God.
I know it's going to be crazy. Now, here's the thing, though. So, everybody sit down. Now, Tanahashi and Moxley have history. Mm-hmm. And Moxley has been wanting Tanahashi one-on-one for the longest. He has never got him one-on-one.
Yes, because when Jon Moxley was feuding with all the New Japan guys, he was supposed to fight Tanahashi, but I think it got changed to my gosh,
Murder Grandpa.
Yes. I forgot his name for a second. I can't think of it right now.
Minoru Suzuki,
yes.
Did I just help Prime out on a New Japan?
Changed to Suzuki.
Look at this. Times are changing, bro. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Ishii for a second, but yeah, no, Suzuki is the person got changed out for it, and he been wanting Tanahashi. So if he has Tanahashi, it's cool. But I'm thinking he might lose to somebody that just so happened to be hot right now. So I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking also. So I'm just like, okay, so if you're Tony Khan, obviously, I think the plan was, which is I don't know anything. I think the plan was before Punk got injured was that they was going to do the whole rubber match between MJF and CM Punk, and MJF beat CM Punk to get the championship. Now, with this, with the hot pipe bomb, which obviously there was real issues, but now it's turned into a work. With the Battle Royal, you could easily have find a backdoor way for MJF to get into the Battle Royal. Win that Battle Royal, beat Moxley, and beat Tanahashi at Forbidden Door to get that championship. You know, I don't know if you're going to go put it in the refrigerator or give a kiss, to...
Oh, you know that would be... Oh, my God. If he does the kiss thing...
Oh, if he does... Now...
It plays so well into the storyline, though.
It would. Me, personally, I would be happy and excited to see it. There are going to be people... They're going to be... The WWE stands by... They just recopying the same storyline. Who cares?
This one, I don't care. Like, if MJF was like, you know what, I'm going to win the title and I'm going to leave and I'm going to go to... You know, I'm going to go over there with the title.
Because I think that AEW would do the summer of MJF the right way. Like, because remember how the summer of Punk went after Money in the Bank and he went home and it's just like, okay, then he came back after like a couple weeks. I think they'll keep MJF and have him go to Impact, have him go to...
Or different wrestling companies, yeah.
Yeah, different wrestling companies, and or even MLW. MLW still around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. AAA.
NWA or whatever, AAA.
Yeah. And he goes all around with the AEW championship and be like, you know, well, if you want the belt back, Tony Khan, fire me. Like, you know, whatever the case may be, like, if you're tired of seeing me going around here all over these other wrestling promotions, fire me. You know what would be really dope? If him and Tony Khan, like, because you know, they're working now. If they wanted to stub Hub,
I knew that, but everybody was like, oh, I'm like, yeah.
Look, imagine if they wanted to stub Hub, right? And bought a front row seat to Hell in the Cell. What can they, like? What could you do? Because if he got Tony Khan's blessing to do it, he's not breaking any rules. He can go there as a fan. But that will get the wrestling that will get wrestling things talking like, oh shit, MJF is here. I mean, like,
he'll get escorted out.
But that's all part of the character in the story, though, wouldn't it be?
No, he would get escorted out. Like, I don't think they will let him like sit there. Like if he's sitting on the hard cam and Vince sees him, he's getting escorted out.
No, I'm saying. Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm saying, I wouldn't sit on the hard cam side because that's what Enzo stupid ass did.
Yeah, I'm talking. Enzo got escorted.
See, that's what Enzo stupid ass did. I'm talking about him sitting on like the front row on the opposite side to the point where the wrestlers have to go over there and actually see him, and then if fans see him, and then, of course it's going to draw attention, and then they're going to ask him to leave. But all that does is play into the story, and all that does is shows that, you know, how much of a radical he can be. To be honest with you, I mean, like that would be a ballsy fucking thing to do. You know, if they was to try to do something like that. But my only issue with all this stuff is I'm just like, how good of the match? MJF can work now, but it's just like, if I had a chance to see Tanahashi and Moxley or Tanahashi and MJF, I want to see Moxley, to be honest with you.
Yep. Just
because of the match, but because of the story, MJF is the one. MJF is the one that I think would need to do that.
Yeah, and also I don't remember if they said how many people was in the Battle Royal or not, but I'm assuming it's going to be like, you know, Wardlow, maybe, I don't know, Jungle Boy probably, Darby, I don't know. Maybe Adam Cole is in it. I don't know.
Me personally, keep it small. Like, 10, 15 guys. You don't.
No, I think it's like 8.
Okay, that's perfect. Keep it small like that, so that way you really don't know who can go there. Because right now Wardlow's hot, MJF is hot, Moxie's hot. You can put Danielson in there.
Hangman back in it.
Hangman back in it. So there's different things you can really do. Like you really don't know which way it's going to go. And I think that would be the best way to go. Instead of having like 30, 20 guys, you got like 4 tag teams in there, knowing the tag teams are not going to win it. So I like keeping it that way. Now, if that happens, I wouldn't be mad if MJF wins and beats Moxley and then goes off faces Tanahashi. Will he have like the CM Punk Tanahashi or the Moxley Tanahashi match that we want? No, but for the story, for Forbidden Door, for the situation at the end, you strike while the iron is hot.
Yes. Now I have something else to say about this, by the way.
Okay.
Since we're not getting Punk and Tanahashi, I think this would be a good time for AEW to just scrap their plans with Hangman and say Okada and Bryan Danielson, y'all got to go out there for 30 minutes and give us a classic.
Well, I
think that will make up.
I think so, but there's also been a report that Hangman and Okada's not the plan.
I hope it ain't, because now they need to change. If it was, they need to change it. Because I'm sorry, if you're not having Punk and Tanahashi, you're gonna have to do something.
I mean, I agree
that people gonna like.
And like I said,
Hangman and Okada, it's not it. So sorry.
Yeah. Now, if they didn't do the whole, if they really want to keep MJF and bank on this storyline later on, and they want to go back to the well and be like, well, let's put Hangman in there and have Hangman Tanahashi, like he goes beats Moxley, and then have Hangman Tanahashi, and then you can have Hangman have his belt and CM Punk have his belt, but it just wouldn't be the same. This is MJF though, so
yeah.
I'm curious of how, that's going to work itself out. And then if MJF has the title, and we don't know that necessarily, this is also another thing it runs into. If MJF has the title, right, and CM Punk is not going to be back for a couple months, and you're like, okay, so he has the championship, he has to defend the championship. Wardlow just kicked his ass, so why wouldn't Wardlow go for that championship?
Maybe he's not ranked number 1.
Oh, that's right. They do the rankings. You're right. Yeah. But he about to be. to say so.
Maybe we don't. Maybe MJF was like, you're not ranked number 1, so you can't get a title shot or something. We don't know.
So out of those scenarios I just named, from the Moxley, Page, and MJF thing, what would be the one that you would be looking forward to the most? Like the one that
I would definitely look forward to MJF somehow screaming his way into winning, and then doing honestly, I would, even though it's the same thing, I would definitely give MJF the title and do the same thing Punk did. I'll have him be like, I'm leaving this company and I'm taking the belt with me, and he wins and does the same kiss in the same position. I don't think Tony Khan is going to be there looking at him like Vince was, but I think he does the kiss and he does it over the barricade and he runs into the crowd.
I'm about to say, because first of all, I don't like Tony Khan as an on-screen character. He has not sold me to be an on-screen character. He's not an on-screen character. Like Vince put himself in there. Well, Tony doesn't really care to be on screen or not. He just, I don't know. He's too socially awkward to be on screen anyway. But that also,
and it's gonna be in the same building too.
Yeah, God, it's like match made in heaven, because then I'll say it like this: if Punk can get healed by All Out, how can you? I would do MJF Punk the winner, huh?
Or if he can't get healed by All Out, he can come at the end of All Out and possibly be,
Yeah, I'm saying All Out is right there, either the very end of August or the first week of September.
First week of September.
First week of September. So right now, if his foot broke, we're at the beginning of June. So obviously, if he gets a little surgery, I don't know what the extent of the broken foot is, because if it's like damn in half, like this man gonna need crutches, or it's gonna be like let me just stay off it for a couple of weeks and let it heal by itself because he is older. But if he could be back by All Out, oh my god, that right there is your main event. That's gonna sell right there itself. MJF, CM Punk for the interim AEW championship. But if Tony Khan looks and sees that his injury is gonna put him out for longer, well then obviously you probably had to go with another way, and it'll probably either be Hangman. I think it'll probably be Hangman. So
I mean, if he's gonna be out for a year, I mean, MJF have a good little reign, you know. Have him have a good little reign to where he forget about Punk even existed, and then have Punk come back. That's what you should do.
You right. I want to have faith that they're gonna do this the right way. Well, also on Rampage, they had a tag team matchup. The Lucha Bros taking on the Young Bucks that kicked off the show, which ended up being a very good. Like it's like that is their New Day Usos. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying because they obviously wrestle different styles, totally different styles. But what I'm saying is the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks, it's like almost impossible for them to have a bad match.
Yeah, I remember when they first had their first match in Mexico, and yeah, it was crazy then, and it gets crazier over time. I remember watching them. I don't know why they take me like this, but their first match that they ever had together was filmed on a drone in Mexico. It was like an indie-ish big show. Yeah. And it was filmed on a drone, like one of those drones that fly around the ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, the match was good. And then they kept having them and kept having them and kept having them, and now, you know, we get classics a lot. So
I agree. And look, I agree with you. So that's dope. I thought, you know, that was all great. So, and I'm like, it's hard. You can't sit here and call, you know, what happened in that matchup other than obviously, I don't know which Jackson pulled off Pentagon's mask and he had to cover up, and then they ended up winning the match that way. But it was a wild, crazy matchup. If you guys are not a fan of Young Bucks matchups, or if you guys are not a fan of the Lucha Brothers and how they face the Young Bucks, don't watch this matchup because it don't change. You're not going to get it's not going to get better for you basically. Then we had the debut of Athena, and Athena was there to take on Karen Hogan. The baddie section was there on the outside with Stokely Hathaway and Little Thickness, as I call her. Athena was in there with, you know,
there's no way you can call her that with Karen Hogan in the ring.
I was just about to say, but then the real Little Thickness, Karen Hogan, was in there, and Athena looked really good. Like, she was hitting all her spots in this matchup, and she was selling for Karen Hogan. Karen Hogan held her own, like I was saying, because a lot of people underestimate like how good she can really be in the ring. Like, I think her and Red Velvet are underrated when it comes to wrestling. I'm not saying they're the greatest wrestlers in the women's division right now. I'm saying, but they can work though. Mm-hmm. You know, and they can also sell and make you look good as well. And it felt so good. I mean, well, first off, Red Velvet trips up Athena on the apron the first time, but then tried to go trip her up on the rope the second time. That does not work. And Athena's going for it. Karen Hogan's pretty far out in the ring, but Athena goes and hits that Eclipse. Oh my God. When was the last time we seen a Eclipse?
It's been a while.
The last time I seen the Eclipse was when Ember Moon gave it to Indy Hartwell, and which was this distraction when she took on Candice LeRae. That was the last time I seen an Eclipse.
I don't think she used that as her finisher. When she came back, she had like a weird DDT or something.
Yeah, well, it was great to see it now. She hit that Eclipse on Karen Hogan, and, you know what I'm saying, pinned that girl, and then there you have it. So I know her next match is going to be against Red Velvet. So until we get up to Jade, and obviously if you build this the right way and don't rush it, you can get to her and Jade, you know, maybe by blood and guts or by I don't know if they want to do it at Road Rager. I think it's too early but I think you should make it a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, you could probably try to stretch it to All Out, but I doubt they can do that. So yeah, and then Will Hobbs and Ricky Starks had a squash match just to put them over as a tag team. So that was that. Of course, the CM Punk thing happened where we started off with that. Then the main event came that nobody cared about the main event because after what happened with CM Punk, which I think is a little unfortunate. But Scorpio Sky was defending his TNT Championship against Dante Martin. And when I say nobody cared, even the commentators were talking about what happened with CM Punk and the scenarios opposed to paying attention to the matchup.
I mean, no offense, but you don't put Scorpio Sky in the main event. You know, I'm sorry.
I understand, but Dante Martin's exciting.
Well, okay, sorry. You don't put this Scorpio on the main event. They haven't really done him no favors as of late to make people care about him. So it's kind of like,
Okay, well, that's what happened in the main event. Scorpio Sky beats Dante Marshall. I mean, the match quality still was good, but nobody cared. There was no heat behind it. It was just like win it, and that was basically it because everybody was sucked out because of the CM Punk stuff. But it felt good to see Rampage live. CM Punk wasn't even scheduled for the show tonight. They just put him on there.
Yep. Well, obviously they had to. You know?
Yeah. So it was live, and I think they need to do more live Rampages.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean,
but maybe they don't have the venue to do them or whatever the case is. I don't know.
I mean, you are probably right, but now since it being basketball season is over, and it was about to be over after the finals, and then football don't start till October. And all you doing was baseball. No, baseball has their own stadiums for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So because they need the top off. So I'm saying, but now if you're going to go travel to a city, this would be a perfect time. Whether you do the Philly, Chicago, New York, Detroit.
I mean, you can say that, but then you gotta buy 2 different days of rent for a building that you gotta build your set in. I don't know how much that is, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot.
I mean, I can't argue with you on that one.
So maybe Tony Khan just sometimes you don't want to use it every week. I can understand that aspect, even though I like him. Down a Rampage to be live myself, I can understand why he doesn't if it's for money reasons.
Yeah. I mean, I understand too, but I think overall Rampage was good. It was better than SmackDown this week, and it was only an hour. It was only an hour show, and that whole thing with CM Punk just dropped. I was like, God, I don't know what Forbidden Door is going to look like right now, but it's very unfortunate. It sucks that he had to miss Forbidden Door. It's going to even suck even more if we find out that him doing that fucking jump was what got him injured.
Yeah, but it's exciting. It's an exciting time to see who they will push, especially about who's hot and who's big at the moment. So it'd be interesting. Like honestly, what if Miro comes in and win it? He just came back. What if he slide in there and win it? We don't know.
Ooh, Miro needs to get his TNT championship back.
But what if he slide and win the big championship?
He could do that too.
I'm just saying, he just coming back. That's a good opportunity for him to be winning it if he do.
Well, let's see what he do with the MJF stuff. But guys, that was our Rampage review, and along we'll talk about CM Punk and stuff. So